Hey kids, how's it going? Listen up. I'm going to tell you something about myself. I do not consider myself to be an author. An author has attended school to learn their craft and to hone their talent. An author is trained. I am merely a writer. I learned to write in the same school as the author. Unlike the author, I have not been trained to follow a storyline or proper sentence structure. There lays a large difference between an author and a writer. A prime example of this difference can be seen in the 4 volumes of my autobiography. The first book, Damaged, I published exactly how I wrote it. It contains numerous grammatical and formatting errors. And as you go from one volume to the next, you will see improvement in the aspects of grammar, formatting, and structuring of my writing. By the time you reach the 4th volume, you will see how I have become comfortable with my storytelling. Each subsequent book has a maturity not found in its predecessor. I describe the transgression as if the first book was transcribed by a middle school student. It is full of errors and lacking a maturity. The subsequent work of that high schooler, a tidy bit cleaner and having less errors. The latest published error-free and with a maturity as if written by a university scholar. In total honesty, I have been surprised that as of yet no one has written a negative review of my first offerings. I would take no offense. Its flaws I am well aware of. As I have stated, I am not a trained author. I am a storyteller with a computer who knows how to self-publish. I hope you can understand what I mean by what I'm saying. Unlike an author, I do not create a storyboard or timeline. The author utilizes these to create his story. The author, their works, following learned generic guidelines, as do their fellow authors. As a writer, I simply write whatever story is within the confines of my mind at that moment. The stories vary in genre, non-fiction, fiction, poetry, and pondering thoughts inclusive. My emotions of the moment are the catalyst of the story. Whatever is in my mind travels down my arms and whimsically off my fingertips to the mighty keyboard. I do not worry about proper grammar or learned structure. I worry if the reader will or will not understand the topic and the reasoning of my story. I write on the fly, as it were. A writer I be, an author not, you see. I write for me, to acknowledge my existence in life. For you, the reader, I tell my stories, both fictional and non-fictional. Amen.